May the Triple Beam bless you. We are from Heladeepa TV, and today we are going to have another session on Thero Brahma Viharana, which is very important for everybody in the world to practice that as a meditation also. Today we have invited Bhante Upatissa, thero. Last two occasions also we discussed on meditations and various kind of meditations and the concept of Buddhist things and all those things. So, Reverend Sir, would you please, shall we start the session by saying Namaskar for three times?
Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa.
Sadhu, sadhu. Reverend Sir, I would like to know something about Thero Brahma Viharana. That is very important topic for the people, and that is the basic concept of the people who are interested in metta. So, would you please explain one by one in a simple way that what is metta actually?
Okay, well, there's a concept in Theravada Buddhism, or all throughout Buddhism, called metta, in Sanskrit maitri, which people translate that as loving kindness. And so I ask people, what is maitri? And they say, well, that's loving kindness. And then I ask people, well, what do you mean loving kindness? And they say maitri. So it seems to me that often people don't have a clear idea. Maitri is basic, in Western terms, we would call it unconditional love. Unconditional love. Like a mother for her baby. No matter what the baby does, the mother does not change her attitude toward the baby. The baby is always right. The mother is there to protect her baby. There's a sutta or a discourse where the sutta says, even as a mother would protect her child, her only child, with her life, so one should develop a mind of metta toward all beings. Well, this mind of metta is the mind that a mother would have for her newborn child. It's unconditional love.
There is an emotion that one can have.
Exactly. Now the trouble is that we can't always generate such emotions. I mean, I can't sit down and have unconditional love for someone who is always treating me very badly, somebody I don't like. I cannot sit down and say, okay, I'm going to love so-and-so because this person is a real jerk, right? But there's another aspect of metta, which is in English we would say benevolence, well-wishing, or if you will, you could say, call it praying for your enemies. And that is when you say, may so-and-so be well, happy and peaceful. May so-and-so be happy. May everything I want for myself be given to so-and-so also. And if I don't like him, I'll say, even though I don't believe him, still, may so-and-so be happy. Even if I don't mean it, I can repeat this over and over again. Just repeat this. So that's one way of doing metta, is by benevolence. Or one can try to generate a feeling of loving kindness within, or unconditional love. You mentioned the four Brahma Viharas.
Second one is that metta, mudita.
Now, the next one is karuna.
Karuna,
Karuna means compassion. Now, I have asked people about the four Brahma Viharas, the four divine abidings. Brahma Vihara we can translate as divine abode, divine abiding. Metta, loving kindness. Karuna, which is compassion. Mudita, sympathetic joy. And upekkha, which is
undisturbed mind.
Peacefulness of mind, yes. And of these four, I believe one is missing. It's never mentioned.
Yeah.
And that is gratitude. So these 5 things, metta, karuna, mudita, upekkha, and gratitude, are, I believe,
very important.
I believe that they are important objects of meditation.
How do you explain that karuna? The
All right.
word is compassion.
Okay, so we can think of metta as the emotion that a mother feels towards her child. When you see someone is suffering and you say, oh, geez, you know, I wish I could make it better, that's karuna. Karuna is the emotion that arises that makes you want to remove the suffering from others or let them suffer less. That is karuna. The Buddha is said to have had infinite compassion because he wanted to remove other people's suffering. Or actually, he wanted them to remove their own suffering because he knew he couldn't do it. Mudita.
Before that, can you give any example for that karuna?
Well,
compassion, that
may you be free from suffering.
No, I mean that practical explanation, such as the child when she falls on the ground.
Sure, exactly. Yeah, you got it.
Yeah.
When a child falls on the ground and runs to the mother says, oh, let me kiss it and make it well. Let me put a Band-Aid on it, you know. There, it'll be okay. Oh, yeah, that really hurts, doesn't it? That's compassion. Those feelings have arisen out of compassion.
That's also feeling.
Exactly. It's, in other words, it is the feeling that urges one to help someone else remove their suffering. That's what a feeling is, or an emotion is. It's something that motivates you to do something. Fear makes you want to run away. Hunger makes you want to eat. Okay? Love makes you want to embrace somebody, come close. So,
mudita.
So mudita. Definition is sympathetic joy. Well, what does that mean? Well, it's taking pleasure or joy in someone else's success. Well, as an emotion, why do you say congratulations to someone? Well, because of mudita. Mudita has arisen. You don't even think of mudita. All you think of, well, good for you.
People without thinking.
That's mudita.
That's mudita.
So how can you do mudita for your enemy? I don't want to say good for you when you've done something really bad or I don't like you. Well, another aspect of mudita, in my opinion, this is my opinion, is that mudita is an appreciation of the good qualities of someone else.
Yeah.
So everybody has some good qualities, okay?
Even an enemy also.
Even an enemy, like I have an enemy, but this enemy has got a very nice wife who keeps her house clean. I don't like the wife, but she's not. But she has nice children. Okay, or this.
So if one can be satisfied, though, that please by looking at other success, that's also.
That's medita. That's the classical mudita.
I see.
Classical mudita. But also, if you can't do that, how can one be pleased at the success of Hitler? You see, but we can say, well, you know, he was a good speaker, and he was a great leader. He led people the wrong way, but he did have a good quality of leadership. Okay, example.
Yeah.
I'm not praising Hitler, mind you, but I am aware that he did have some good qualities.
Yeah.
All right.
And the last one.
One. Now, when one lets go of one's anger towards others, the mind becomes calm, peaceful, like a pond in the forest with no ripples. That is upekkha. Pond in the forest with no ripples, a mind like that.
That means undisturbed mind.
An undisturbed mind.
And
it arises when our anger towards others and our bad feelings about others have disappeared. And I have never been able to sit down and feel love towards someone. But by practicing, may you be happy, may you be peaceful, I find that sometimes this anger I have towards them goes down. And that's when I have a peaceful mind, is when I've let go of the anger.
So when someone has a problem, so if he can face that problem without fear, so that's also can be considered as mudita. That means undisturbed mind, that if we have the undisturbed mind, so I think it is better to have undisturbed mind.
Yeah, but how to get there is the point. And having an undisturbed mind can also arise, of course, from doing a meditation like mantra, or any kind of a meditation where the mind focuses and quiets down and lets go of all of the slings and passion, slings and arrows of outrageous fortune. Now, there's a sutta also that says, Upatissa lokadammehi chittang yasana kampati. To have a mind that is untouched by the worldly things like praise and blame and so on. This is what upekkha is. How to get there is something else.
You mentioned another concept that beside this Brahma Viharana, and that is gratitude. How do you explain that gratitude?
Well, you know, they say counting your blessings before you go to sleep, which means just think of the things for which you are thankful. So what are we thankful for? We never sit down and think about the things people rarely do that. If one can sit down and actually just start thinking of things for which you are grateful, one is grateful, one becomes very peaceful, one becomes very contented and happy. Like, I'm grateful to my parents for all the things they've done for me. I'm grateful for my job. They pay me well and I enjoy my work. Or maybe I don't. You know, I'm grateful for my family, or I'm grateful for just being alive today. It's such a nice day today. So developing gratitude, which is basically, gratitude is the emotion that makes you want to say thank you. Okay, so they say they say instead of counting sheep to fall asleep, count your blessings. That is to say, think of the things for which you are grateful, and if you can do that, you'll find that overall your whole outlook on life increases. I cannot emphasize how effective gratitude meditation is, especially as you fall asleep.
Yeah, one who practices those things, Lord Buddha also explained in a sutra called that Mettanisan Sutra. What are the benefits of that?
Yes, there is a discourse called the benefits of metta, and he mentioned 11 benefits.
Yeah.
He says if one practices the liberation of mind through metta, 11 benefits are to be expected. What 11? One sleeps well, one wakes well, and one sees no evil dreams.
Yeah.
One becomes beloved of humans. One becomes beloved of non-humans. The devas, the angels, the spiritual beings will protect you.
Yeah.
It says fire and poison and weapons will not harm you. Next one is one becomes concentrated quickly. One's mind quiets down in a hurry when we're trying to meditate. So that one is especially important for the meditator. So that's 8. Number 9 is one's complexion becomes bright.
That bright means that.
Well, don't we say, gee, you look bright and happy today. Gee, you're shining with happiness. We say, oh, your eyes are so bright. You have a new boyfriend? You know, why are you so happy? I don't know, I'm just happy. When someone is happy, we say that they're bright. So one's complexion becomes bright when one is...
they can be pleasant people.
Well, so anyway, if people ask you, why are you so bright and happy when you're practicing metta, that's one of the benefits of practicing metta meditation. Now number 10 was one dies unconfused.
That's a very important part.
Well, we don't think about it now, but I have worked as a hospice volunteer, and I can tell you that nothing is more sad than to see someone on their deathbed going something like this. What's wrong? This isn't right. What's happening? Okay? It's not a very peaceful death. It's not pretty. So one dies without confusion when one practices metta. And finally, the sutta says that even if you do not attain, nibbana or some higher mental states, you'll still on your death go to the highest heavens. So, the interesting thing about these 11 benefits, earlier I mentioned that the Buddhist teaching was ehipassiko. Come and see, test it out. Well, of these 11 benefits, practice metta and see if they start coming true for you.
Yeah, sure.
Because they will.
One can test.
One can see it.
Yeah.
One can see it. We will practice metta meditation as a visualization. So again, we start by relaxing the body, taking a few deep breaths. Just let all tension drain away. Now I would like to suggest that you bring your attention to your heart center. And imagine that your heart is just glowing with metta, unconditional love. Total acceptance, uncritical. A love that just loves you as you are. Can you feel the warmth and love coming from your heart? Coming from your heart center, wherever that is. Imagine that light growing ever brighter and more warm, and filling the area around your heart center. And gradually this warmth and light expands to fill your whole chest or your whole body. Arms, legs, hands, feet. Filled with such a peace, unconditional goodwill, total acceptance, pure, positive regard, metta. Now imagine this metta light shining through all of the pores of your skin, surrounding you like a warm blanket around a baby. Now let this light expand to fill your surroundings, your room or your house, wherever you are. This whole area filled with the light of unconditional goodwill and love. We can imagine this light expanding further to encompass our neighborhood or our town and city. Blessing all beings that it touches and surrounds. Expands to the whole country, to the whole earth, to the whole solar system. to the entire Milky Way, to the universe. May all beings be happy. And now we will bring this meditation to a close by allowing that light to return to our bodies. And there it will stay, a body filled with the light of loving kindness. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Thank you very much, Bhante, that giving us very good advice how to do that.
One way to do it. The Buddha says to radiate these Brahma Viharas in all directions, up, down, and all around. And I think that's what we just did.
Thero and Saranai.
May you be happy.